Hello again everyone. Today I'm going to do a door swap, but instead of taking the guard off, I'm going to do it the harder way, just to show you that it can be done. And getting the door off is easier this way. It's getting it back on that's harder. So first of all, I've removed this cover here, which just only slides off. You can see the clips there, and then you maneuver it around the cables here to get it out. It's a little bit tricky, but not too hard. Now I've got to remove the 10mm here so I can bring those connections forward so I can unplug them, and then I can undo the 12mm from the bottom and the top, and that's basically the door off. The tricky part is I'm going to have to give support underneath the door and try and make it stable enough so when I bring the other door here and rest it on the same mounts, and then try and line up these bolts. And then when I get those bolts in, try and make sure that I get the door squared up with those bolts, because they could be just a couple of mil either way out, and that'll make it tricky for shutting the door. But we'll get into it, and I'll just show you what's involved with doing it this way. Okay, so the bolts that are coming out look like that. That will help with centering the door up, but you still have the bit of play there that I was talking about earlier that you have to line the door up with. I can't get to the one of the top ones, and one of the bottom ones of the door only open that far, so I'm going to get myself an open end or a ring spanner and get those other two out. Just doing it this way because of taking one door off, put the other door on with the hinges like this. But I probably should have taken this bottom one here off first and the inside one there off first before shutting the door, and then I would have had easier access. But live and learn. The door is dropping. Nothing's done about a bit of blood, sweat and tears, eh? I've got the one bolt in right now, and I threaded in bit by hand first before I started trying to tighten. I'm just bringing that as close as possible, and that's going to help me line up the rest of them. I've got to fix that. Okay, got that one in a bit. I'll tighten that one up. Not completely, just, you know, tight's tight sort of thing. Okay, that'll do it. I can take away the stuff holding the door up now. This particular job I would have preferred to take off the guard, the fender, but everybody wants to see different ways they've been able to do things. And one of our good commenters on the Facebook mentioned doing it this way, and I already knew I could do it this way. I just prefer to do it the other way, but for argument's sake, I thought I'd do it this way as well, so everyone can see both ways. I'm going to have to get a jack and get it under the door here. One of the bottom ones don't want to line up. No, I just get a trolley jack just so I can pick the bottom of the door up. The door's just a little bit low for that one bolt, which is, until this way. This one here, I'll try and get the bolt in there. And see how it's like that. I can't get enough angle on that thread to bring it in straight, so I'll just put a jack underneath the door itself around here and put a bit of, give the door a bit of support there to line up that one bolt. Just show you there. So I've got the trolley jack underneath the door there. Now I can line this bolt up, tighten them all up, and we'll see how she goes with opening and closing, and I might have to adjust it, I might not, we'll see how we go. It's a slow process this way, doing it by spanner. Well, now that bolt's in, I can take the jack away. One top one is in. And I made a mistake. I forgot about this guy here, this cable. Don't make that mistake. It's going through the door there. I'm going to see if I can push it up through. Oh, like I say, live and learn. I'll just undo the top one so I can tilt the door a little bit, get those cables through. You know, every time I choose to pick on this van to try and work on it, storm comes over. What I'm doing is just loosening off all the bolts, but the very bottom one, just a little bit. Avoid bending the brackets and allow the door to tilt. Away. Okay. You know, when making clips like this, you like to try and get the job done in the one day, just so you can do the editing and finish it off the same day. When you rush things, that's when accidents like that happen, not paying attention. Not a big problem, but still could have been avoided. I'm a bit keen to see the power windows working. No, I'm not getting anything from the power windows at the moment. But you can hear that. Hear the speaker going. The 10mm that goes in here, the 10mm bolt that dropped down earlier. Another reason why it'd be better to have the guard off to do this. But anyway, I'm just going to replace it. I'm not going to go chasing a 10mm bolt. So I don't lose this 10mm. What I'm going to do is just a little, get a bit of electrical tape, chuck it over the socket, wedge that bolt in there, so she doesn't drop out. And I still don't have working power windows, so I need to work out why that is. Possibly I'm just missing a window controller box somewhere. I'll get to the wiring diagram and have a look at that one. But still don't have central locking or power windows yet either, so there's something going on. I've worked that one out later. Windows are up, so it's not going to get rain in here. Put this back on. Can't get my fingers in there. I'll tap down properly with the hammer a little bit later. See, the door looks good when it's picked up and put down, but watch. So it hangs. Now I have to go through the effort of removing the guard so I can adjust those mounts to line up with here. Hence the reason why it's better to take the guard off and do it that way than doing it this way, because I have no adjustments here. I can only go up and down from here. This mount here needs to go that way to line the door up. I'd like to continue with removing the guard today and showing you there, but you just have to refer to my other clip with removing the guard. Typical of this little storm coming over, and it's gonna be raining upon me soon, so I'm not going to be getting into a guard and taking all that apart and then get all wet trying to do all this. So I'm just happy I can close the door now. Let's pick that up a bit and close that, so at least that's done. I can get to the guard later and make that as adjustments. So this is the hinge that I'm talking about. With the guard removed, you can undo this. I'll probably have to undo the bottom one as well because it's going to need to turn. So then I can loosen it off, basically close the door, and then tighten them up again, and it should self-align. And if it's not, then it's only just a matter of a slight adjustment. But doing it the way that I did today, this is what you're going to have to face. If the door drops or it's too high and it won't line up properly, then you're going to have to take the guard off anyway to do this. So the better way to do it is just remove the guard, take the hinge off from here and not from there, and that way you know you can line the door up properly 100% and the job's done then. Okay, well anyway, slowly we'll get this van on the road eventually. Still get nothing from the doors. There will be a future video about me fixing that. If I find the solution to it, I'll make footage of it and I'll let you know what the problem was. So far, the wiring's right, I've got the switches right. I don't think passenger side would work if the driver's side doesn't work, passenger side doesn't work. Anyway, I'll investigate that. Like I said, I'll make a video about it if I find a major problem, something that's important to know. Anyway, that'll have to do it for today. This van's going to be a nice van when it's finished. Got a few things to button out, why the doors aren't working, chucking in different lights and so forth, and get this guy ready for the road. But you know, should name the van Pantene. Won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Anyway guys, I'll catch us next time. Cheers.